on this journey of self-improvement, it is literally a guarantee that you will make mistakes. It is 100% guaranteed that you are going to fail sometimes. It's undeniable. It's going to happen, right? You're gonna mess up on your diet. You're gonna miss a day of the gym. You're gonna spend the whole day playing video games. You're gonna scroll on YouTube for the entire day. Stuff's gonna happen, right? You're gonna fall into ruts. That's the whole point of the self-improvement journey. It's ups and downs, highs and lows. What matters is that your highs is the point of self-improvement is not to have no low points. The point of self-improvement is to make those low points just a little bit higher than the low point before it. That's the whole point, is so that you end up with an upward trajectory, right? Because most people's lives are just ups and downs, right? And a lot of those low points are all the same height on this like imaginary graph we're pretending exists, right? So why are we supposed to be grateful for these low points, right? Because I just kind of said before, these low points are guaranteed. They're going to happen. But does that mean they're good? Yes, actually. Low points are a part of this journey, and they're actually a good part, a very, very important and crucial part of this journey of self-improvement and becoming a better version of yourself. What matters, what I'm getting at here is that the best way you can learn is through failure, because it's kind of all this self-improvement journey is about, is learning and growing and changing and evolving. And the best way to do that is to fail. There's a great metaphor. And if you know anything about plants and gardening, because I'm kind of a nerd like that, and I like to garden and stuff like that. But if you ever grow a plant indoors, what can a lot of times happen is it'll grow real long and spindly, and then you take it outside, and then the wind will come in, it'll batter it, and it will like break and get damaged and be harmed because it's not strong enough, because its entire life was indoors, and then you threw it outside and it was exposed to the wind and the elements and heavy sun and drought and too much rain or water, whatever. The same is true with any plant, any living thing. Like I believe my dad was telling me once that where I live, there's these big bluff cliffs, because the river kind of eroded away from it, eroded the rock, and so we got these huge bluffs. And on the top of these bluffs, because the soil is so rocky, the only thing that grows, and it's literally like they're clinging to the edge of these cliffs, are cedar trees. And these trees are only about as tall as a person, but their wood is so incredibly hard and strong, even though it's only a cedar tree, which is not known for having the strongest wood. But because they grow in such a hard, difficult, they grow in such difficult conditions, and all that wind is constantly battering them, and they have to grow so slow, because those trees, even though they're really small, are like over 100 years old, because there's not enough nutrients in the soil to make them grow really big. That wood ends up being incredibly, incredibly tough and solid. So basically, what I'm getting at here is your failures, the hardships that happen in your life, happen for a reason, and it's usually to make you stronger. It's usually to make you better equipped for the future, right? So yeah, learn from your failures. When you fall down, when you mess up, when you make a mistake, when you have a rut, when you have a bad day, don't swallow in your pain and be like, oh my gosh, I've fallen off my self-improvement journey. I'm the worst. I'm horrible. I'm a degenerate. I can't do this. Blah, 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 blah. Just remember that this is part of your journey. This is supposed to happen. If it doesn't happen, then you're not really on self-improvement. And a little side tangent. A lot of people, when they talk about failure. They talk about what matters, how do they say it? It doesn't matter how you fall, what matters is how you get back up. And a lot of people are like, oh yeah, that's great advice, right? But I say no, that is there. When you say that, sure, that's okay advice. But you're missing like half the picture, right? Yes, it's very important. It's very important to get yourself back up. That matters a lot. But it also matters how you fall. You can't just ignore how you fell, right? You could say it doesn't matter that you fell, but that's not even a good advice either. Because how the reason that you messed up, because there always is a reason, is one of the most important parts of this journey of learning and growing and changing, right? So when you mess up, don't just be like, oh, I messed up, whatever. What matters, it doesn't matter how I fall, it matters how I get back up. And then you just go on with your day, and then you make the same mistake again, and again, and again, and again. And eventually you quit self-improvement because you hate your life now. When you mess up, ask yourself this question: why did I fail? Why did this mistake happen? Why did I fall, right? Why did I spend the whole day playing video games? Was I depressed? Was I procrastinating on my work? Was I burnt out from just doing too much, or what happened, right? And once you figure out why you messed up, then you move on. Then you learn from that mistake, and now you know, okay, when I do X, Y, and Z, then I'm probably going to fail. Then I'm probably going to relapse on my bad habits, right? But if you don't do that, then you're just going to keep repeating your same mistakes over and over again, right? And that's not growing, that's not evolving, that's stagnating. And then, once you've identified why you failed, then get back up, keep going, do what you knew you needed to do, and then eventually you'll mess up again, but it's okay. Because, just like I explained in the beginning of this video, that graph of your high and low points of your life, the graph of your progress in your life, it's not supposed to look like this, although it may feel like it does. How a personal self-improvement's graph looks. So they go up, they have a low point. They go up, they have a low point, right? Notice it's kind of, there's still highs and low points, but the difference is that these low points get smaller and smaller each time, right? That's what matters, is that you're learning from your mistakes. Because for me, a low point is spending a whole day playing video games. But for you, a low point might be spending a whole weekend playing video games, or even a whole week, right? So it's different depending on the person. And as you continue to make progress in your self-improvement, your low points are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And that's how your life improves. That's how you become a better version of yourself. That's all I got for today. May God bless you and stay wild.